Eckhart Tolle, a well-known spiritual teacher that wrote the book The Power of Now, said to accept sadness to be happy. Accept your unhappiness to be happy. I had recently been thinking a lot about happiness. What does it mean to be happy? I think what I used to think was happy was false. For a while now, I haven't felt the same old happy I used to feel. Is it because I've left my false self behind and I'm getting used to my new true self? Or is it from the past few years of all the disruptions in the world, or both? Are they intertwined? Eckhart tells us to be in the present. I admit when I'm in the moment, I'm safe, I'm fed and healthy, so what gives? The answer came pretty quickly. My not feeling happy is the difference between what is and what I want. I think a lot of us on this path have changed deeply, and our outlook on life is drastically altered. We have these new eyes and what feels like new opportunities, and we're raring to go, but the universe says not so fast. For those of us that had a lot of fallout from waking up or from a dark night of the soul, there are consequences of past life decisions, and we need to clear up the debris that's left behind. So the physical has not yet caught up with our non-physical. This can feel like an unhappiness. Eckhart says be okay with feeling sad. Don't let it get the better of you, and the sadness will wonder, hey, what's up? He says that it's just our thoughts making us sad or unhappy, nothing else. Well, he does clarify that it's 99% of the time anyway, since we all do have upsetting things happen in our lives. It's usually just a malaise. I used to say that I just felt disenchanted, like there should be more something. This was before the light came on for me. I had been looking in all the wrong places. I was on to something, I just had no idea what it was yet, or what was to come. I think for most of us, if we don't have any major disruptions in the present, we can still feel a sadness or a malaise at the unrealized potential, or whatever it is that we're wanting. But we all know once it's attained, there'll just be the next thing. The secret is appreciating and feeling content where we are, letting go of the resistance to where we are, embracing it all, the sad, the mad, and the happy. But it's not always easy to do. Intellectually, we might understand to appreciate where we're at, but we still have hopes and dreams in the material world. So what about our emotional state and spiritual maturity? Maybe we made choices along the way that now don't meet our current desires, and we have to be patient while we redirect. We can feel down at not having turned things completely around yet. It can feel like an unhappiness. It's not that the current situation is bad, but it's a not being present. It's a wanting to be somewhere or something that's not yet realized. Our emotions and attitude play a big part in how we react to this unhappiness. If it puts us in a bad mood and we act out or begrudge others or whatever our default might be, then we're letting our emotions take over. Where we are now is based on choices and actions that we made and took along the way. I'm talking the rule here and not the exception, as I know accidents and other life events can happen. But most of us can look back and see what brought us to where we are now. I think most of us can agree that it's okay to have emotions, to sit with them and let them happen, as long as they don't get the better of us. Not many people are happy all the time. Our emotions also serve us. Happy, sad, angry, frustrated. They all tell us something. But there needs to be an adult in the psyche to be in charge, to keep the family together, to not let anyone get lost or become unglued. Without that adult in the room, things can get really out of hand. Looking at our psyche and facing the dragon is a big part of the waking up process. Something I found really helpful and very frustrating at times is the I Ching. It's an ancient Chinese divination and book of wisdom, an amazing oracle, but not the easiest to learn or to work with. I find it to be spot on if you want to explore your psyche. You have to be honest with yourself, though, as the answers can be hard to hear and accept. It's very straightforward and impartial, but I recommend it if you want to fast-track your work. I looked up the definition of happy, and it's feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. I never really thought of happy as content, so maybe I am happy. I've always thought of happy as something more than content, like how we feel on our wedding day, or getting a new puppy, or a car, or a house. That brief exhilaration. Contentment is something I thought was more consistent. I think happy might be overrated. Maybe being balanced and secure, mature and caring, and in the flow add up to being happy. Obtaining and maintaining an equilibrium, a balanced mind. Emotions are needed, though. We lose a loved one, we grieve, we're sad. We suffer or see an injustice, and we're angry. It's one thing after another, and we get frustrated. And sometimes we're unhappy over something not yet realized. But can we manage these emotions, or are they managing us? Which is ultimately the distinction between unhappy and happy. So whatever emotion we're experiencing, we can feel it and experience it without becoming it.